Welcome back. Today we are talking about Jehovah's Witnesses not allowed to involve his child in a religious activities, the Court of Human Rights. So we're going to look into that right away, right now. It's the ECHR, and I'll blow that up a bit for you. There we go. So we're going to go over this together. This is a older article. It's 2022. The European Court of Human Rights, ECHR, confirms a court decision from Italy that the applicant, a Jehovah's Witness, is not allowed to involve his child in his religious activities. So this is a win for the ex-Jehovah's Witness. We'll get right into it. Quote from the judgment. After their separation, the mother alleged that the complainant, this is the Jehovah's Witness, the man, he took the daughter to the Jehovah's Witness meetings without her consent and distributed religious magazines with the child on the street. You know, this is what Jehovah's Witnesses do, eh? They take their kids out with them in the ministry. And as a result, the daughter was unable to take part in her ballet lessons. The girl attended a Catholic kindergarten and attended classes that taught catechism in anticipation of her first communion. In court, the daughter expressed that she felt uncomfortable attending the Jehovah's Witness services with her father and would rather play with him more. Could you imagine, eh? Because that's typical Jehovah's Witness. That's how you play with your kids. You take them to the meetings, you have Bible studies with them. You take them to the convention. We're going to look at the convention, what kids look at in the convention. And this is what goes against Jehovah's Witnesses. So this is important if we're fighting for our children. So this could be a situation where the mother, the father, maybe they were Catholic at one time. They became Jehovah's Witnesses. The mother says, enough of this crap, separates, leaves. The dad stays in, wants to pull the kid in. You know, the Watchtower, they hire the lawyers. They'll get their lawyers. In fact, one of our subscribers was saying there's a secret handbook for child custody, that it's even more secret than the Elders book. And we're going to look at the Elders book and what it says about courts and what you can and can't say in court and how they deal with lying. That's quite interesting. We're going to look at that. But we're also going to look at what the kids are taught in this religion. And think about what's going on in Japan right now. If you force your kids to go to an assembly in Japan, they constitute that as child abuse. Yeah, it's changing. We're living in an environment where things are changing. The children have human rights. The children can make decisions. So if you're a parent and you leave the Jehovah's Witness and you got involved with the little church down the road, and you go to church there with your kid, let's say you have a toddler or a smaller kid, it's hard to say, and you have Sunday school where they go down and they play and they have little play areas and they have certified counselors, family counselors in a lot of these churches, nothing like the Jehovah's Witness. Mostly ladies would be looking after the Sunday school. And then you could be up having discussions with some adult discussions, right? That's how most churches do it, but not the Jehovah's Witnesses. The children, they get to see all the ugly stuff that they shouldn't see. It's actually adult entertainment, adult content. So anyways, back to this case, the expert expressed that it would be appropriate if both parents did not pressure the daughter into religious activities and respected her decision not to be involved. So this is what's happening. Children can make a decision. So, when it comes to religion, you're leaving the Jehovah's Witness sect. Get involved with another church down the road with the Sunday school and get your kids into it. And now when you go to court, your kids are going to decide what's more fun, So, and you're not twisting things. It's just the way the little church down the road works. There's no ministry. That's up to the preacher, right? He's qualified. Little kids don't go out in the ministry handing magazines out. Come on, that's in the ancient world. That's Dark Ages. That doesn't happen. That's child labor. So we can make a difference by bringing some of this stuff up. Now it says, however, due to the social context into which the child was born, it would be detrimental to the daughter if she were now not allowed to participate in the Catholic Church activities. And so you could use that if you were let's say you were a convert into the Jehovah's Witness, but before that you were part of another church. That stands up in court. They're using that here. So since they were baptized Catholic and all their friends belonged to that religion, the Catholic, the district court then issued an order that the complainant, the Jehovah's Witness, was no longer allowed to include his daughter in his religion. So Jehovah's Witness is lost in this one. And I went on to read I'll post this, but it talked about how they actually, in this thing, they sent in a counselor from the court into both religions. And what did they say? When they came out of the Jehovah's Witness religion, let me find that for you. Okay, it's right here. So the court took part in the services of Jehovah's Witnesses, and at the same time also took part in religious discussions and prayers at the applicant's house. Following the excerpt's report, the domestic courts concluded that the applicant's attempts to involve the daughter more in his religious activities, the Jehovah's Witness activities, would harm the child. So this is what the court determined. It would harm the child. You think as an audience, how could that be? Well, let's take a look at the next flick here, how it could harm the child. Now we're right on jw.org, as you can see. I'll leave this link in this video description. There's two videos. This is this last summer. The district convention, it was about peace. The whole district convention was about peace. The main feature of these district conventions, when I was taking my family there, was the drama. This whole kind of movie presentation. And when I was taking my kids years and years ago, it was kind of Jesus-oriented. But now Watchtower's taken on a whole movie theatrics. They have movie studios. They can enact real life situations. And this is what you're taking your whole family, and you're actually inviting all your Bible studies and all your other families that don't normally go to bring their families. And this is what you're going to be watching. We're only going to be playing part of it. Commit Your Way to Jehovah Part 1. There's a Part 2. We're going to play the ending of both parts. And let me get it up on the screen here so you can see what's going on here. See what I mean? So they kind of get you into the whole video here. And it's kind of a dark video, I noticed.
Get him by.
It's really kind of dark. It's not a light video. They have to get to this camp. It's military. It's where they kind of have to give up everything and follow the Jehovah's Witnesses. So there's a whole movie here. I'm not going to play it all, but I'm going to kind of get to the end of it here and see what's going on here. So these guys are getting ready to go. Let's look at, there's a couple minutes here.
We need to go.
Dad, we just got here.
I know, but we're leaving.
I'm Manny.
Dunia.
My brother, how are you? You have to meet this man. Bakari.
No.
Bakari.
Dunia, wait. I wanted to talk to you about it.
You meet him first.
Dunia, my man.
Yeah, that's my brother.
So, you are Amani.
Yes.
I hear you are quite talented.
Very much.
Thank you.
We're excited to work with you. And that must be your boy.
Hello.
Are you ready to work with your dad before this new work and huge contract coming his way? You are our country's future. Remember that.
Thank you. Listen, Dunia, I'm sorry. I appreciate this offer, but I can't accept it.
He doesn't know what he's saying now. We can still work out the details, and then he'll come back. He's okay.
See all those people out there?
Yeah.
They would love to work with me. This is not an offer you refuse. And you said this was all done and you had it all covered.
He'll be fine.
Fix it! And don't waste my time.
Dunia, you have to let me explain.
Explain what, Amani? How could you embarrass me like that in front of him?
You don't understand.
Understand what? This is a lifetime deal for the family. You see why I don't bring big contract to you? I can't believe you. How could you refuse that?
Hold on.
In front of him. I can't believe this.
Jacobo, you there?
Well, that was part one. You're at the district assembly, and that's to be continued. You're going to have to stay for the afternoon session to see what happened. And your little children are there. You normally don't go. Maybe you're just attending for your first time. You're bringing your little children. And what you're learning that the Watchtower is teaching you, or teaching the flock, and they're all into this movie, and you're sitting here looking around thinking, holy crap. You see, the message they're teaching here is to not getting involved politically in a country. And but now we don't know. It looks like there's a war happening. They're fleeing somewhere. This whole movie is about them fleeing to Jehovah. That's what it is all about, fleeing to the Watchtower. But if you're there for the first time and you're looking at this is terrible, terrible stuff at this big peace. It's a peace district convention about peace. And this is what they're putting into the little toddlers' minds. They're going to go home having nightmares about this video. Let's look at video number 2. We're just going to look at a little bit of it. And let's now we got to finish off this. We stayed for the afternoon session. Now we got to see what's happening next.
You keep going. I think I might have a signal.
Come on.
Dad, where are we going?
Yeah, we're heading to the camp.
Dad, I'm hungry. When are we going to eat something?
You should be worried that something's gonna eat you.
What?
Mayumbi, be nice to your sister. You two have to start looking out for each other.
Okay, even on the road, people are looking to hurt us. The rebels will be searching the road. And we have to stay close together.
Do not let us out of your sight.
Understand?
Yes.
Come on. We'll be safe once we reach the camp.
Have you been able to reach anyone?
There's barely enough signal to send a text, let alone call anyone.
I was able to get a text from Inoko this morning. We should be able to catch up to them soon. Hopefully by tomorrow.
Dad, how much longer do we have to walk?
It's going to be a while still, Zuadi.
Here, baby. I have a mango for you.
Meombi, stay close.
Dad!
Come on, son. We need to keep moving.
Dead bodies down in a valley. Come on, Watchtower. Like, come on. You imagine you bring your kids to these conventions, peace conventions, right? And this is what they play you.
Hey, shh. Quick! Hide! Hurry! Quickly! Get down!
Imagine all the rental of all that equipment, guns and stuff that Watchtower had to put up. Your Watchtower rolls in like some big Universal studio into these countries, and they're going to make some religious video, and this is what they make us. So much drama just with each scene, just putting the fear into the people. And this is what the people are going to fear. If you're not with Jehovah, you're going to get shot. This is the message that they're putting out to the little kids, the toddlers that are watching this garbage. The little kids go home, and this is what they're dreaming about. They're dreaming about scenes like this. It's these images stick in their minds. You know, and then parents, all the added stress, the fear that's put into the parents that go home from this assembly. They're supposed to be built up with peace, and this is what the parents go home. Watchtower? Come on.
Come on, let's go. Kojo, come on, let's go.
I don't know, I can't handle much more of this drama. You know, they go on, they get to this camp, but I'll let you guys watch it if you want. They get to this camp.
Go.
I'm going to go right to the end.
No.
They didn't see their kids. They got
For
split
we
up.
absolutely 7.
And
Verse-
where are we? This is all the happy
Lie on
stuff, you know. They make it look like a big
Our
paradise.
fate is
And they get to this camp here. I got to see this. You know, it's all fun at the camp.
going to try. We have to commit.
And there's a donation box I wanted to show you. Let me find it for you here. Oh yeah, here's the donation box. So you think these camps would have a donation box? I doubt it. But Watchtower will.
Excuse me.
They have a donation box.
Seen these 2 kids come here?
We have so many kids coming through. Yeah, yeah.
Amani.
There's their little donation area.
It's the brothers.
That's so nice.
What?
Zawadi? Zawadi! Zawadi! Zawadi!
Kind of it. Everything's a big paradise at that point. But imagine taking your children for the first time to this assembly, and it's a Jehovah's Witness thing, piece, you know, it's got to be good, religious, you know, those are good people. And you get into this, and it kind of wakes you up a little bit. Could you imagine if you were from the court, and you're sent in to kind of investigate, is this a good place to send your children? Not. This is not a place to send your children. I'll let you be the judge. I want to move on to the next subject. I want to move on to the Elders book. And I'm going to open that up right now. The Elders book, this is the 2023 Elders book. And this is under section 12. All the reasons for getting disfellowshipped. Lying, we covered that on our last video, lying. But I'm going to cover it again because you can get disfellowship for lying. Let me see, I'll blow that up a bit for you. So you can get disfellowship for but it says, though all lying is bad, judicial action is taken only if there's been a practice of deliberate and malicious lying. So it's more about lying in a judicial meeting, you know, if you're not telling the elders the truth. That's where this first section is. Now, in section 23 here, it says, generally, elders should not consider administering discipline if a Christian charges another Christian with making false statements in a court dispute. And they get right into it. They say, for example, this may involve divorce, child custody, and support, and so forth. And the Christian making the charge can express his concerns to the court that has the responsibility to determine what is truthful when rendering a judgment. So in other words, we've seen this come out after they lied in court. Watchtower lied in court. Jeffrey Jackson lied in the Australian Commission, and he told multiple lies. But then they put this in the Elders book. And then we talked about strategic theocratic warfare. It's about lying. It's okay to lie, like in the Second World War, to avoid Hitler or something like that. They have articles on that. And they use it today, and they're using it here for child custody. So basically, you go to court, you can lie your ass off in court, and you come back to the congregation, and the other Christian says, you lied your ass off, and you say, I've got immunity. Elder book number .23 gives me immunity. I can lie my ass off in court, and when I get out, the elders cannot deal with me because I've already been dealt with in the court of law. It was up to that court to figure out if I lied my ass off. You see, if you lie your ass off and you go back, well, all those witnesses know you lied your ass off, but the court doesn't really know. And we've seen that with Ganam fighting in with the Wall from Calgary in Canada here, and he went all the way to Supreme Court and fought it, and he twisted it. And we showed that in a few videos ago. So this organization is cagey, and they will lie, and it's in their elders book. You get immunity if you lie in court. They can't fight you. Now, I want to show you something here. There's a lot on the outside that know about Jehovah's Witnesses and how they work. And so now we have a JW Child Custody Hotline, 1-800. Don't allow your children to be turned against you. This is what Watchtower is doing. It says here that statistics show that over 1,000 custody cases are fought each year involving Jehovah's Witness children. And of those cases, over 90% will be lost due to the Watchtower lawyer manipulation of the legal system. Lying. You know, like it's hard, eh? These guys go to Supreme Court and they lie. And Supreme Court, unless anybody's going to refute the lie, the Supreme Court has to accept the lie. And this is what Watchtower is getting really good at. So JW Child Custody employs a consulting stratagem that has been developed in over 20 years of experience with Jehovah's Witness custody issues. And if your case qualifies for our service, we'll offer competitive assistance to help you to be successful in the future of your children. So you can, we're going to put a link to this. It goes into a lot of stuff on this website. You can learn a lot from this website. So this is for us ex-Jehovah's Witness on this side. We don't want to lose our children. We have to make a phone call and see what we can do. And when we go to court, we can show some of these videos that they're playing at the district assemblies. This is not a good place for our children to gain their spiritual education, folks. There's a lot better places. So that's, I think, all we have for the news today. I think we covered off on the human rights. The human rights in these courts are stepping in and they're looking at the children, and the children can make decisions. So we rest our case. So thanks again, folks, and until next time, keep living your life with love. Bye for now.